Hello.
Good evening.
Hey, y'all.
Hey. Part 2 of our witches, vampires, and werewolves. Oh my. As you see, we are missing
the new blood moon.
The new blood moon is what Mark calls it, as we call it, the new blood moon. As you see, we are down one of our kings. King Bobby is on vacation, getting some much needed R&R, so we're screaming at him. From here, we miss you, Bobby. See you soon.
You and I will never part.
And we're back. I'm TaMon Kane, of course, so you can always find me at TaMon Kane everywhere: Facebook, Instagram, Twitch, and Twitter. And yeah, make sure you check out my book page at www.jointhepratinique.com. Yeah.
I am Mike, also known as Thackeray Binks on Twitter and Instagram. And you could also find me on the People Under the Scares podcast with Bobby on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all that fun stuff. And Twitter and Instagram at people_scares.
This is Mark. I'm still waking up. You can find me at The Anti-Critic on Twitter. You can find me on Instagram at Marco Estes or Midnight Social Distortion. And you can also find me here on Scream Kingz and on my podcast, Midnight Social Distortion. I'm working on some new stuff, and I promise I'm going to get some new episodes up soon. Life is just happening.
Hi, my name is Rickey, also known as Rickey Z. I am a podcast manager and I'm the producer for this show. And you can find me on Instagram at RickyZ_social, amongst other places. And, you know, amongst the Bennett witches right here.
Oh, yes. You holding your hands with you.
You know, we're just killing hellfire right now. That's what we got to do.
For life.
For life.
Bennett witch for life. We left off getting ready to jump right into vampires. And we did have words of the day for drinking, which is witch, vampire, and werewolf.
Oh,
and
nice.
I have a little blood here for tonight.
Yes, I'm almost out.
That's what we have going. So, vampires. Vampires have probably been around way before, definitely way before we were. What are some of your favorite vampire movies?
Lost Boys is a perfect vampire movie.
Okay.
What?
No, that's my fave too. But go ahead.
Okay. It is a perfect vampire movie. The soundtrack, the feel, the acting, the look of it. They do vampires in a kind of different way. And they're sexy on top of that. And I just think that is my favorite vampire movie. I have plenty, but that's my favorite.
Do you think that, this is one of my questions always, do you think that Lost Boys, if the race was a different race, let's say black, not race, ethnicity, if it was black, do you think that it would be a different story, a cool story, a better story? What do you think?
I don't know if it'd be. Are we saying all the main characters are black or a different race?
I would think so. Yeah, like if we did it today, of course, it'll be a whole different show.
I don't want to see that, but
they did it.
I know, but it's the '80s is the perfect time for that movie, the way it was done. So I just don't want to see no Gen Z kind of vampire. I don't want to see that.
You don't want to see this Euphoria cast playing?
No, I don't want to hear them talking about how toxic everything is and they're vampires and shit.
That's exactly what the reboot would be like.
When you put it like that, I don't want to see this shit either. I agree. That was like something that, unless the vampires are, our age or like close to our age, because we could identify with them then because we was probably around that age range, that they're young and youth and stuff like that. But now it's just like, give me I'm interview the vampire of the show. I'm just saying, give me something like that, like where I can identify with them as adults. Mm-hmm. Not as adults, but as like, they got turned when they were like 29 or 20 or 35 or something like that. Sorry.
Yeah. So you don't want to, don't vamp explain to me, okay? Don't vamp explain how I should feel about this situation. You're silent. You're silencing me. I agree. I think Lost Boys is timeless, and I think they were doing a Lost Boys TV show that got canceled. Didn't they?
They did. That's what I was mentioning, TaMon, where they did have like a black not the Frog Brothers. The Frog Brothers gonna be the Frog Sisters, and Michael and Sam and Lucy were going to be black. And I think they had like a regular. They didn't tell me the race of the vampires, but you know. And if you remember, what movie was that? Y'all remember Trick or Treat? And the segment with the girls dressed up as the Disney characters. The one black one, she was gonna be Lucy.
Was she in Cloverfield?
No. that's Jessica Luke. No, Jessica something. But I know it's not her.
Not the one where that's the Halloween. I was thinking about the one where they were all ended up in this house and they were friends together at the end of it.
Trick or Treat, the anthology movie.
Oh yeah, with Anna Paquin.
Yeah, the black girl that was with Anna Paquin's clique. Yeah, she was going to be Lucy.
Okay, yeah.
Now, did they mention why it was canceled?
Well, it went through 3 iterations of the pilot season. One actually had Tyler Posey as Michael, and they dropped that one. Then they brought him back for the second reiteration, and they didn't want that one. And then they tried the third one, but it's still in contention. We still might get a Lost Boys series one day. It's just about the CW getting their shit together.
Never mind.
Wait, it's the CW? Girl.
It was the CW pilot. But now that the CW is going through the shit they're going through right now with this whole merger.
Not even just the CW, the WB.
Right.
Warner Brothers in general is just a mess.
Because that's their IP and they've been trying to make something out of it for a long time. I'm like, look, just leave it alone. Just leave it alone.
When I didn't know it was WB, it was like, oh no, we don't need it. It could be chopped. It could definitely go.
I'm assuming it's Warner Brothers. Because it's CW. If it's CW, it's either Paramount or Warner Brothers. And the way that Warner Brothers has been in the news right now because of all their stuff.
Oh no, we can take it right on to Paramount Plus then.
Are they remaking the movie? I could have sworn I saw something about the cast, and one of them was the kid from It. The lead kid from It remake. I thought he was.
Yeah, Jaden. Yeah, he's gonna be. I think he's supposed to be in the remake. But again, like you said, I don't want to see. I don't want to see the whining every 5 minutes.
What music are they gonna even have in this? That's gonna be hyped in the beginning of the movie.
The whole soundtrack is gonna be what's her name? She just got announced to be on
Element.
No, she just got announced to be Euphoria. She's blonde. She's this generation's something. What is her name?
No, and you know what? I want a Rico Nasty soundtrack. Soundtrack. Rico Nasty to be on an alternative scary movie soundtrack.
It has to be Kanye, right? Kanye is like perfect for this.
They might get Olivia Rodrigo to do something. She might even come in as do a star. She might be the star of the movie.
Okay, she's one of those girls. She's like her, but she's really famous too. Billie Eilish.
Oh god.
Eilish.
I can see that.
I don't hate that, actually. I don't hate that.
It would be fitting.
Mark, who's your favorite vampire? And you can't say Lost Boys.
Oh,
I can't say the movie. Can I give you the movie and my favorite vampire? Okay, my favorite. See, I'm still thinking about it because, like Mike, I have a shit ton of vampire movies because I went through my whole vampire phase, like I said in my last, in the last episode. But I'm gonna throw some shine on a vampire movie that doesn't get enough shine, in my personal opinion, and that's The Hunger.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because it was ahead of its time, and it came out right around the same time as the AIDS outbreak that happened. And it was, it talked about, just this subculture of the goth, the goth subculture, and I can I don't have like a lot of notes in front of me though, but I'm just saying like it talked to me about ageism and aging in a time where everything was just glamorous and beautiful and just everything was promoting youth, you know what I'm saying? And it took the vampire story and took it to a new direction without all the tropes in it, like the stakes. They can't be out of sunlight. They can't, stake them in hard. They no reflection. All this shit's out the window. It's just these people who are living inside of you and you don't know it and living fabulously, mind you. Catherine Deneuve and David Bowie were just amazing. Even though that's one of my favorite vampire movies, my favorite vampire has to be the Vampire Lestat because that's my favorite vampire novel, the Vampire Lestat. So I don't care what iteration they give us, I'm going to be a big fan of Lestat because I identify with him growing up.
Oh, really?
Yes, I read The Queen of the Damned way before it was a movie. I read that in the 6th grade.
I have a question because I didn't read any of the books. Is the Lestat character closer to the one in Queen of the Damned or the one from Interview with the Vampire?
Interview with the Vampire, because Anne Rice wrote that and she wanted Lestat to have like blonde hair because but I think the reason why Lestat, they went the route with Lestat in Queen of the Damned the movie was because there's not that many blonde emos or like blonde goth bands out there. There are, but they really had to touch with the current feel of what that genre of music was. But back then in the 80s, if they'd have made it back in the 80s, he would have been a rock star. And they're gonna have to redo the Vampire Lestat and Queen of the Damned because that was 2 books pushed to 1 movie when they do it on the AMC series. So I'm eager to see how the guy who's playing Lestat is going to do the rock version of Lestat.
What I found interesting about the new one that's coming out, it's closer to the book, whereas the original Interview with the Vampire movie, the relationship of Louis and Lestat was hinted at, but in the book it was very clear. And also in this TV show, in the promo, he said it's my lover and my maker. So like they're making very clear about their relationship. I think it's going to be great. I love that for them.
I love Tom Cruise as Lestat, by the way.
Oh, he's slayed
out there.
He's slayed. And if there's any way to get Tom Cruise and Brad Pitt and what's my guy's name? Don't tell me. Christian Slater.
Yes.
Or something, because I love Christian Slater growing up. So if you can get them all together again,
like Buffy.
Exactly. Heathers is when I first started liking Christian Slater.
Yes. Ooh. Love the Heathers.
Yes.
What's Charles' favorite vampire movie?
What about you, Ricky? What's your favorite vampire and vampire movie?
Okay, so I'll start with the vampire movie. So I didn't realize or didn't consider this a vampire movie until I looked it up, but Jennifer's Body is considered a vampire movie.
Okay, that is definitely different, but yeah.
So like I watched that for the first time a couple of years ago. Like I told you before, I'm a scaredy cat, so I don't really. Movies or watching vampires in TV shows is a lot different than watching vampires in movies. For me, I think a lot of the content for vampire movies is a lot darker, I guess. But because I'm one of those, I'm a young adult teen drama show kind of person. But Jennifer's Body, like, it's totally underrated as a film. It has a great plot, some good little, not necessarily folklore, but it's a little bit of folklore in it. But just the woman empowerment element to it is beautiful.
I have noticed that in movies they make vampires, and I don't know how to do the plural of this, succubi. They make them really similar. So Jennifer's Body, Death by Temptation, they seem like they can be the same kind of creature.
I think they're related, cousins at least, because they're all sucking life, you know.
Mm-hmm. And then favorite vampire. Oh goodness.
You say Steph.
I wouldn't say Stefan though.
Oh,
I wouldn't say Stefan though. Though I do love Ripper Stefan.
yeah.
That's the one that matters.
I love Ripper Stefan because you got to understand the difference between like Stefan. There's 3 different types of Stefan. There's Stefan, like I'm trying to do good Stefan. There's Stefan with no humanity, and then there's Ripper Stefan. And like those are completely different people. You'll see Ripper Stefan and like no humanity Stefan kind of intertwined, but like those are still like different personalities. But no, I would have to say,
It's hard.
it is hard.
It's a lot.
It is. Oh goodness. Elvira isn't a vampire, is she? She's more of a witch.
Category.
Yeah.
Category.
Okay, never mind then. Okay, so mine would either be Angel or Spike from Buffy.
I have a question.
Oh,
Yeah.
Do you think Vampire Diaries has stolen a lot of the Buffy ideas?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Oh yes.
I was about to sit there.
No contest. Yes. No, because we already know like it, so I never read the books, but as far from what I've heard from fellow fans, like the Vampire Diaries books is completely different.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
like,
yeah.
Completely different from the TV show. Like
fairy
like,
realms, they do a whole bunch of stuff. Yeah.
Right. And so like as far like down to the fact that like Atlanta's blonde in the books, and we got a brunette here.
And Caroline, or is it Bonnie's redhead?
Bonnie was a redhead, and like Caroline wasn't even that big of a character.
I did hear that. It's just so crazy to me because I'm like, Buffy is Atlanta, even though that comparison's horrible.
No. I would not even say those two aren't. The only thing they have
like
in common is that's the only thing they have in common.
Buffy's like
you have the
Caroline.
witch character friend that's a witch. You have the human friend, the Xander and the Matt. You have the Angelus and Stefan, Spike, and
TaMon. Yeah.
TaMon.
Yeah.
The thing is, I'm sorry.
But like the comparisons, like those things are very surface level comparisons of them. But there are parts where it's like it's clearly like either you went back and watched an episode of Buffy or you stole somebody's fanfic because this ain't adding up.
Right. I was about to say that with the books coming out pre-Buffy, the TV series, you know, it's not that much they can take from it. But the Vampire Diaries show did take a lot from Buffy, and then it came out. Wasn't Twilight at its peak? Yeah, we said this last week. Twilight was at its peak when Vampire Diaries came out. So you had the whole, you know, emo lonely girl with the 2 supernatural beings in between her. It was like everything was coming out at the time frame was like, we got to have a female center, but she got to have 2 suitors on one side of the coin competing against her. Even the Hunger Games did that.
Yeah. And so what's funny is that like, so Ian Somerhalder did an interview not too long ago where he basically said, you know, they're talking about how, you know, him being on Vampire Diaries and his wife, Nikki Reed, being in the Twilight franchise. And he said, you know, Vampire Diaries rode on the Twilight franchise coattails. And
that's fair.
Like comments in the article were like, no way, Twilight is nowhere near as good as Vampire Diaries and And I'm thinking to myself, well, I mean, he's not wrong because the Vampire Diaries literally came out like in the height of like the movie franchise. Like when Vampire Diaries came out, like they were still making the Twilight books. I think by the time Vampire Diaries came out, the 3rd or 4th book was about to come out. They had they've already had the first movie. They're working on the second one. Like Twilight frenzy was in its height, and then you could see that not only in like TV shows, but like in the books too. When I go to Barnes and Nobles, like all of those, there was like a influx of young adult supernatural material out there. Like, and that's from Twilight.
Exactly. Especially, I tell people all the time that Twilight is the reason why we get a lot of the pop culture shit we got today. But because Vampire Diaries did one book called The Dark Reunion that was the culmination of the original trilogy.
Mhm.
But when Twilight came out, you just noticed that all these books started coming out post that LJ, they went back to LJ Smith was like, give us another trilogy. And her books went from like little small paperback books to like these thick ass tomes. That was about the same size of all the Twilight books. And then I remember writing a report where I think that either the publisher and the network didn't like where she was taking the story because it was diverging too much away from what the TV show was doing. And they fired her from her own goddamn creation.
They did. That's at Aloe Publishing. I don't know if Aloe's still going, but like, Aloe was like, whatever you write, like that's completely our property now, and we have every right to put in a ghostwriter. And that's exactly what happened.
That's a nasty contract.
I think she did. I think she wrote The Secret Circle too, didn't
she?
Oh,
yep. And they did the same thing with that. They came out with some new books, but she didn't write them because they were like, "We don't like when you taking the no, we don't like."
They were really pushing that love triangle real hard. They were really pushing for Damon and Elena to get together. And that wasn't the direction. Now there's been debate on who LJ Smith actually wanted to get together, but we know that she was really wanting Stefan and Elena to get back together at some point, and Damon and Bonnie to be a thing because there was chemistry between Damon and Bonnie in the books. Look, don't. I'm a Damon fan. I'll tell you all about it.
Yeah. And isn't it funny? They always wrote her love interest like they steered her away from Damon, and you can see the chemistry between the two on TV too. Like, so good on TV.
That's how you get up with Enzo. That's how we ended up with Enzo.
But I love Enzo.
He was Enzo? Fine. That's why, because he was.
Enzo
fine.
Was one
Enzo
of
St. John.
Yeah, St. John. He was
a nuisance.
Part of Damon's backstory when they both got captured and experimented on.
He was a nuisance.
Was that season 4?
Season 5.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I'm thinking of, because is that the guy who Buddy ends up with?
I mean, that really ends up with, because she ends up traveling Africa all alone.
And that's what they said she did. She.
Okay. Well,
no particular part in Africa, just the continent.
The continent, all of Africa.
All of Africa.
Saw your passport.
Gone to Africa to find myself.
Based on one single brochure on the continent.
I love Klaus and Caroline together. Klaus and Caroline.
Listen, Bonnie was throwing her passport and her map into a bag, and she was about to be Laura Croft and take on
somebody's middle school continent project.
She's about to go over there and do her thing.
Yes.
Unfortunately, Bonnie's Enzo answers the door, and Ripper Stefan was there and ripped his heart out in front of everybody.
Sure did. And I said, amen.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Look,
okay.
It was rough.
I didn't care for Enzo. And I didn't know. This is my reason why I didn't care for Enzo. Enzo was a nuisance so the first part of when we're introduced to Enzo, when they're talking about the Augustine experiments.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Got it. Then after that, they didn't know what else to do with him. From there on, they didn't really know anything else to do with him. Like, they made him have this weird one-sided vendetta against Stefan because he thought that he killed this girl, Maggie. Maggie was her name, that worked for the Augustine experiment. When it turned out it was Damon that did it, that killed her. Sorry, spoiler.
Of course.
But even then, like, after that, finding out all this stuff out, like, he's got a heart on for Damon, and he has this thing wanted to go against Stefan. Then he's flirting with Caroline, and then next thing you know, the Salvatore's mom shows up, and he's got this thing for her.
I hated it.
He was trying to be their stepdaddy, and it wasn't gonna work out.
She already had a man, and he got
right. Exactly.
How did the Salvatore? Okay, there's a lot I got to go back and watch.
I know. Look, you got until September on Netflix.
Yeah.
Oh,
Where did that go?
HBO Max, I think.
HBO Max.
Okay, it's safe. It's safe there. It's safe.
It is.
I will say, I didn't think I was going to like it, but once I got invested, I was like, oh, like when I love me some. I like the evil characters. I don't really like the big characters on this show, except Bonnie. That's the only like good, and I guess Caroline.
I love Caroline.
I was pissed. I just want to say this right quick. I was pissed because when Caroline she went through all this shit to season finale, and then when Catherine showed her ass up and killed Caroline, I shot up in my damn bed like, oh my God.
You didn't kill her.
But I'm just saying, because she already had the vampire blood in her. It was just like, I was like, this evil ass bitch.
That actress is good. Because I could have sworn, I was like, I hate her acting. But it wasn't that. I hate Elena.
Everybody.
Catherine came, and I was like, oh my God, I love this movie.
Like Nina played Catherine, Elena, Tatia, and Mara. She played like 5 different characters.
I loved her. I loved her when she was doing Catherine, especially that scene with her and Bonnie when they was at the damn cotillion or some type of thing at the mayor's mansion or something.
Oh,
and Bonnie, and Bonnie sussed that wasn't Elena. Bonnie was like, hold up. And then she was like, I'm gonna kill your ass. And then was it Stephen or David who jumped in and like stopped her? I was like, ooh, Jesus. That's when the shit was hot and popping. Woo!
It's good. Like once they get out of high school, it really turns up. Because the first couple of seasons they gotta kill all their parents, make them orphans.
Right.
You gotta orphan these hoes. And then then they go through growing up really quickly. And then when they get to college, it's really good. I love Caroline as soon as I saw her, obviously. She's basically Buffy that turns into a vampire.
I thought she was more of the Cordelia of the group, but I'm saying like she was the, you know what? Are you talking about pre-Buffy before she became a vampire slayer?
If Buffy wasn't a slayer, she would definitely just be Cordelia.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Valley Girl, yeah.
That's what I'm
definitely. Yeah. Absolutely. I agree with that.
Yeah. Let's see. My favorite vampire. This is tough. I have a tie between.
Oh no ties.
No tie. Okay. Well,
damn.
We didn't get to pick 2. Don't try.
Oh my God.
I totally picked 2. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. Rosalie from Twilight.
Who's that?
Rosalie the blonde.
Nikki Reed's character.
Her name wasn't Rosalie, was it?
Is that the one that can electrocute people?
No,
she didn't have no power. She was just pretty.
Yeah.
She was a bitch. That's the only thing I can think of her. She was just a straight up bitch.
Well,
like
she didn't like Bella until she got pregnant and had that baby.
And that's how.
And after she had that baby, she really didn't care about Bella. Then she just wanted the baby.
And that's how I felt too. That's how I probably would feel too. So I really, and then Rosalie had a really good backstory. She was on her wedding day, and then they attacked her, and then boom. I think it was her wedding day, or I know she was assaulted and turned. That's what I remember. And my favorite vampire movie would be Underworld because I really like Celine. Celine twirls all day long and every day long. But so Underworld will be my vampire movie. Are they done with that franchise? Is it canceled? I'm not canceled.
I think it's canceled.
Okay. I mean, the later sequels, or was it a prequel? I was confused about that movie. But
the third one was a prequel, but I think they did 2 more sequels. One of them took place way in the future for some reason. I'm like, why?
It was confusing.
The last one did.
They made Michael seem like he was, not you, Michael, but they made Michael in the story like he was going to be this big part, and he went nowhere.
He was gone. And then it was the daughter.
And the daughter was not important either to me.
Yeah. I like that Underworld was partially created by a black man. So.
Well, I didn't know that.
If they do bring it back.
You know the black guy who plays the werewolf?
Yeah.
He's the one who co-created Underworld, yeah.
He looks really similar to a porn star. I don't know his name. But he looks
I think I know who you're talking about. I think I know who you're talking about.
Maybe it is him.
Maybe. It's not
No,
running
he's a
back.
priest.
Okay.
He's a priest now. It wasn't him.
It's always possible.
Oh, I didn't get my favorite vampire, so it is.
Oh, wait. You did?
He
This
did.
is a movie.
Oh.
Okay, so. Oh my god. Okay, I'm not gonna choose Klaus because he's not just a vampire. I'm gonna go with Russell Edgington from True Blood because he is completely nuts.
Mhm.
I never knew what he was going to do on that show. And I just like a vampire that just embraces it and is like, I don't really give a shit about any of this other stuff. I'm going to be feral and do what I want to do. Feed on camera and bite humans. And
Feel
not-
nothing.
No shit's given with that one. He did not give a
That was a good
fuck.
one. That was a good one. I didn't even think about True Blood.
Ooh, Drusilla. I love Drusilla.
Oh, yes, God.
Spike, the
Yes,
star.
God.
I can see the stars, Spike.
I'm
That's
still mad at her.
Looney
I'm still
Tunes.
mad at her.
Why?
She
killed Kendra.
I'm still mad at her.
Oh, by Kendra. Oh, well, Kendra was black, so it was bound to happen.
I was so
Listen,
mad.
don't do
They
that.
killed her for her bad
Do not do
accent. That's why.
Kendra the vampire.
I was like, why did we have to make her Jamaican? Why?
Because she's black. You know why. Look, because she's black, she has to have an accent or awesome jewelry.
Is that what you're
No,
going
they
to
probably
do?
didn't want to see if they could get away with her being from
Listen,
Compton.
that's my line. That's my line, Mike. I like,
What line?
Queen of the Damned.
Queen of the Damned, when she sat there, she just said, oh, so that's what you're going to do? Okay. And she sat there and twirled a little bit and then started yanking out hearts.
Oh, I have in that movie. When I think it's towards the end when her and Lestat walked in, they said, Akasha's you'll address my king first.
Yeah.
Cut them off real quick. Spoken like a king.
Ricky, you said you were saying.
Oh, no, Drusilla. No, I was thinking like they probably thought they wouldn't be able to get away with Kendra being from Compton.
They
that's what
wouldn't. It would have been a problem either way when she was introduced. There
In
would have
the
been somebody
90s?
would have fucked up. Yeah, because they would have came in. If they should have came like Ricky said, if she'd have came in hard.
She
Why she
would have
gotta
been
be
like
Compton
she was NWA Blair, and look, it wouldn't have made
She
that.
came in like Gabrielle Union, bring it on, and wearing everybody out. That's all she had to do.
That's
No,
true.
that's
They
I don't
don't have to
know.
do that.
I don't know.
They could have just drowned her real quick, revived her, and then we could have got Faith, and we would have had 3. I would say y'all need to just do that over and over again till y'all got an army of slaves.
Some of
You
them
got
probably
it.
make it. Some of them probably make it. But I think I always try to envision Bianca Lawson as Cordelia because that's what she went in there audition for.
I could see that.
That would have been
Play that.
ooh. And
We'd have
then
had our first black mean girl. on TV.
and then like instead of her with Angel, but then like the way that Joss Whedon is the way that I've been hearing things, the things that have come out about him in the last few years.
The way he
One
was
less black
treated
girl that has to deal with that, the
versus-
better.
Hey, where did you go?
Yeah,
Like,
and I'm still reading that book, TaMon.
huh?
No, I'm saying I'm still reading that book. And I'm gonna tell y'all, and this is vampire related, so it's still on topic. I'm just gonna say this: it's just hard for me to read it, not because I don't want
Read
to
what?
know what happened, and let's have this big ass. Oh, I don't want nothing to look bad on Josh. No, it's not that. It's just the fact that it's like the show that we grew up with, and you realize all the shit that the actors went through to get us that damn good ass show. It just tears you apart. It's just
Wait,
like,
this-
oh my god.
There's a whole book about him.
Hold up.
He's talking about the book In Every Generation.
Is that okay?
In Every Generation, I finished. I think he has the hard copy. I have the audiobook. But yep, In Every Generation.
Yeah. Okay. I want to see. I want to read that one.
It's about it takes place after what happens in the finale of Buffy the TV show.
Wait,
And-
no. This is the actual history of the show.
Oh, I thought you were talking about In Every Generation.
No, into every generation of Slayer is born.
No, I was talking about the comic book. I mean the graphic.
Yeah, no. How Buffy staked our hearts, and yeah, Evan Katz
They talk about Joss Whedon in this.
Went deep into he talks to all the female cast members. I don't know if Sarah Michelle Gellar was. She was interviewed, but they got a lot of people to sit there and say like, yeah. He mentions it when in the introduction, the first chapter of the book. He mentions like, yeah, I'm not gonna gloss over all the stuff that the women, said. So we're gonna go into there. And I was like, oh my god.
I mean, like Michelle Trachtenberg wasn't like he wasn't allowed to be like alone with her on set.
Right.
Not with Harriet. No, he cannot.
No.
Okay.
That was my spot. Nuh-uh.
Not with Regina George, but Georgina Sparks.
Listen. Come on, Georgina. But TaMon, it's just the fact that I remember when Charisma Carpenter said, because I remember when the show actually aired, and I was pissed to the high end that she wasn't coming back for season 5. And they just said, "Oh, well, she's pregnant, so she couldn't come back." That was the official press release. And then she said in an interview or two, like, "Yeah, I was upset they written my character out because leading up to the 100th episode, and then they got rid of her like that." It was like that's an integral part of the whole universe of both shows, and y'all just got rid of her like that. And to hear her come out and say, "Yeah, he was pissed off because I got pregnant," he pretty much talked so crazy to her because she got pregnant, and he was like, "You know what? You're fired."
But that's common in Hollywood. You have to. Sometimes that's in your contract that you can't get pregnant. You can do a whole bunch of things.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but they have to do like
they out here impregnating people.
Yeah, on Charm they film Holly Marie Combs from the waist, from the neck up.
I remember that.
Look, the amount of bags, chairs, and lamps that Olivia Pope had to hide behind.
Okay. My God.
Yes. Yes, I remember that. I was like, it's so fucking obvious she's pregnant.
Wearing these oversized coats.
They could have just wrote it into the storyline. I don't understand.
They somewhat did that with what was her name? Jasmine.
Oh, yeah.
When Cordelia was pregnant and then
yeah.
But they was trying to. I'm like, she had the baby by now. Like, why can't y'all just have her come back? I mean, they were like, no. Just people like, nope.
We don't want. I told you not to have no damn child. You want to see?
Who was he? Bill Cosby?
On my time,
he was horrible.
Like Bill Cosby got mad at
yes,
Lisa Bonet.
Lisa Bonet. Yes. And I remember when that came out, and a lot of people were sitting there saying, like, oh, he was just looking out for her well-being and stuff like that. No, you don't need to dictate what the fuck she does with her life and her body. Right. Like, who the fuck are you?
Sorry, Mark. You signed on for 4 seasons, and season 2 you want to get pregnant? No, ma'am. That's not
that. Also, but it's a reality that could have been written into the show as well.
It would have been a great storyline to have a black pregnant single mom going to college. That would have been awesome.
Not back in the 80s.
I know, but
they
it
had
would have been groundbreaking.
A mid-20er on there. Why not?
Yeah. I mean, I think they probably felt some type of way about having like a divorcee on there on a different world by season 1.
They got rid of Marissa. I was mad they got rid of Marissa Tomei. I was like, that is my girl. Why are you taking her off of here?
I'm sorry. That was part of Debbie Allen's, like, actually Felicia Rashad would have told Bill Cosby, they're rehashing square peg scripts over here, and you just get your name on the show and don't know what so Debbie Allen came in, like, you know what, HBCU, all the white folks to the left.
See you later. Marissa, I get you're cool, you're woke, you gotta go.
And she's Aunt May all these years later. Well, not anymore.
Oh, I teared up on that scene. That took me.
I was over. I was like, you deserve this, girl, because you put yourself in danger this whole damn time.
You are not Black Widow. You can't do nothing up here.
No.
I barely be pushing through it. You up here, somebody's auntie talking about, hold on, Peter. I got your back.
She was a good looking Aunt May, though. Don't play her.
Mm-hmm. She was everything.
Hot Aunt May.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, we should probably go to that next question now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this might be a touchy subject because I guess, like most things, some things don't go out of style. But we've seen tons of vampires in the last decade. So are vampires overrated? Are we sick of it?
I don't think that's the right word. I think they're overused. I don't know about overrated.
Go ahead, Michael. Go ahead.
I just think that they're a creature that you can sexy up for TV and movies, so it makes it kind of easy. So they go to that, and if they see that young kids are interested, because I think young kids are like buying up supernatural shit, like you were saying. Man. So they're just going to keep making it. I don't think overrated though.
I think there are certain storylines with vampires that are overrated. So like particularly in the young adult genre, like the girl choosing between the two supernatural characters, two vampires, the brothers, whatever, the enemies, I don't know. But like that's played at this point. It's done to death. And I'm sure it's overplayed in like lots of media. And maybe the whole like the forbidden love between that human girl and that vampire that's like 200 years old, like, but like no one wants to talk about the fact that like that's an issue. Like
it's statutory and nobody wants to bring it up.
But he turned when he was 17, so he's been 17 his whole life. Okay, but he has like 200 plus years worth of experience and knowledge. Thank you. He's an old man. I'm sorry.
Ancient.
He's ancient.
I co-sign with that. I co-sign both what Ricky and Mike just said so far. I also think that vampires are a quick money grab. You can go make a story about a vampire, like they'll eat it up. Young lonely women would eat it up or something like that. But I think vampires work. I'm just, vampires work best when they're used as an allegory to something else going on. Let the Right One In is a good example. I haven't seen the movie yet, but the transformation with the little black kid who was obsessed with vampires, that's a good, example. And even what's that? It was something that came out recently that had vampires in it though, but it wasn't like they were. It's like when you take the lore and you revamp it.
Yeah.
And it's not, you don't. Oh, how did you get that? You take the lore and you revamp it, and you go.
Pun intended.
Pun intended. And you go and take it to a direction that's not been done before. And I think those are why stuff like The Lost Boys sticks out, because at that point in time, you had like the vampires. You had vampire movies, but they were kind of like somewhat. They turned to these monsters, and even though The Lost Boys had like their monster face, but it was still somewhat sexy. You know what I'm saying? It was still like. And before The Lost Boys, we had Fright Night. That's who I should have sat there and said. I sat there.
No.
No take
backs. No take backs.
Oh, Bale, I'm sorry.
No take back.
But no, Fright Night. I think Fright Night and The Hunger gave us like the sexy vampires and stuff like that. And I mean, Dracula's always been sexy.
Damn it.
But it's more along the lines of what?
Nothing.
Are you mad about not mentioning Dracula?
I was gonna make that point that we didn't even say anything about the OG Dracula, and which is saying
I passed it over to you. Go ahead.
But the thing is though, like with Dracula though, like it depends on like what rendition of him you get, like
right.
Because not all like versions of Dracula are sexy. Some of them just
because we saw Nosferatu before Dracula, right?
And
as far as film,
true,
right?
And he is not.
And then did Camilla come out before Dracula?
There was a vampire story before Dracula came out. There was vampire. I don't remember it now, but there's.
Nosferatu looks more like the Master from Buffy.
He does.
And from Salem's Lot, that vampire.
Which is coming back out, I think.
Yeah,
that is next year, and I'm hot about it. I was so excited.
They don't even have a release date, Mike. They didn't even give us a release date.
They're gonna put it out again. But Mark, to your point, about different renditions. So I saw an 80s vampire movie, surprise, the 80s, called Life Force. And it's about like alien vampires. So their way is taking your life force, literally sucking you dry to the point where you are like a decrepit corpse. And it turns out that because they're from space, they're the muse of the vampires that we know. And I thought that was an interesting take on it. It wasn't just, they come down and bite you and shit like that.
I recently saw Invitation with the guy he was on Descendants, Rickey, and he was
remake of Gossip Girl.
He was on Gossip Girl and he was on Legacies as a vampire. So I guess he understands his assignment. He was everything. He was perfect in that role. The movie is a romanticized vampire movie, which I think is what vampires are in general. But it was really just like Dracula with Winona Ryder and Keanu Reeves. It felt like that. But it also had a focus like Dracula 2000, which is one of my favorite vampire movies.
Woo!
One of my favorite vampire movies of all time.
Yes, God.
Hey, Vitamin C.
Look, Vitamin C. That scene with Vitamin C, Jennifer Esposito and Jerry Ryan.
The Bride.
This is, oh my God.
Jennifer Esposito. Oh,
me too.
Now, so would you say, because I can't think of this actor's name, but like, I'm assuming because isn't that actor bisexual?
Yeah.
Okay, so the actor in The Invitation, so like he gives that, like he's such a good looking, attractive person that you could see him go either way. Like, yeah, that makes sense. Okay, that's fine.
Exactly.
And you kind of get some of that vibe from certain vampire lore where it's just like that heteronormative stuff is not existent. Yeah.
Like he's like Ricky Martin. Like you look at before Ricky Martin came out, I was like, okay, yeah, he okay, yeah, he's straight.
Yeah, but he's still fine.
Yeah, whatever. Whatever he does, he's like
right.
But no, it was really good. They had characters from all parts of Dracula lore. They had like Lucy was present. They had Nina and John Harker. So like all those little nods was so cool to have an invitation. I'm not gonna tell you how they were used, but
see, I might go watch it now.
You should. And I don't know if this is I don't think it's a spoiler, but this focus is about the brides. And they almost had a TV show about the brides of Dracula, but I don't know what happened. And Dracula was
again. Who played Dracula? I can't remember. But I know Gina Torres is one of the brides. No.
But Dracula did have a TV show. It was good too. I forgot about that.
You mean that British the BBC version of Dracula?
Jonathan Myers played it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay, I remember that one.
The brides. I think what happened with the brides, they did get picked up, but then they kind of dropped it.
It was on ABC.
Exactly. So think about ABC. They had Eastwick too.
Oh
no. Huh?
ABC, you don't handle that type of content.
Exactly. Another show. This is side note. Another show on ABC that I got mad they got rid of. It was so good. It was called 666 Park Avenue.
I
love it.
And I'm like, ABC, the fuck. I was like, y'all can't handle anything.
That was when I was into ABC real heavy, like late, like their primetime shows. Like I was into it real heavy because between Scandal, How to Get Away with Murder, like that was all around that time.
They had us
Suburbia, like all that stuff. They messed up the bag. They fumbled the bag.
They did more. I was very disappointed that they canceled Park Avenue.
I wonder if their audience or demographic is mostly like older people. But then I think about CBS. CBS has Evil on there. And it's it's not on CBS. So
CW. The Vampire.
CW, yes.
But CBS knew. Yeah, Paramount and CBS knew to like, okay, and I guess actually the same thing happened with Supergirl. I'm like, when they announced Supergirl for network at all, this shit should have been on the CW from day one. But they also did the same thing with Evil, because I was like, Evil doesn't seem like it is something that can sustain a CBS audience. So they made sure to take it and put it on Paramount Plus, which has done gangbusters on there.
I should watch that.
And it's pretty good. But the only thing CBS did successfully, and that's only because it was geared to be one season, horror related, that was Harper's Island.
Ooh.
That was the only good thing they did. They fucked up Wolf Lake. It didn't make it. And yeah, but the Brides was wonder what.
Like, so I'm thinking of like the major networks. So you have ABC. ABC doesn't really do a lot of supernatural unless it's more like family related. Like, except for like Once Upon a Time. That's
the Gates. What channel did that come on? I was mad when they canceled that show.
But
I feel like Fox had a better run.
Fox had a run. They had Wayward Pines. They have a better run with like those spookier, more sci-fi fantasy type shows, with the exception of like Firefly. They had The Following. They had
X-Files,
Stalker,
X-Files.
Mm-hmm.
Fox can do it, but ABC, sweetheart, leave it alone. Okay, just worry about Once Upon a Time prequel.
And Seventh Heaven.
Seventh Heaven was CW.
No, that was WB.
That was
WB.
Oh, I'm the
WB
family.
It's all the same.
I think
It was sold and bought by everybody.
I'm pretty sure like Seventh Heaven was done by the time the CW was consolidated.
It was because I remember. But hell, the WB, I was paying the dust unless an old episode of the Wayans Brothers or
Nina,
the Steve Harvey Show came on, and then their first damn trailer for Buffy the Vampire Slayer came out. I said, "Oh." I was so dead. Buffy set up what we got now with the CW.
Mm-hmm.
Don't forget Charmed had a role to play in that too now.
Yeah, I'm saying, Buffy had to lead the way though. It was Buffy, then you had the other
Buffy, Angel, and Charmed.
Yep.
Shit like Dawson's Creek and then Charmed came out. You had
Dawson's Creek.
What that?
Yeah, I love that.
Oh no,
Where was Xena?
Xena was Fox.
Syndicated.
Yeah, that's true. USA
Xena
Today
is everything.
It was on USA Today, TBT,
and on TNT.
Yes, TNT, TBN.
And your females and your butt kicking.
Actually, so like, we really should put that as far as like when we get the transfer to the CW. It should be like Buffy giving us some supernatural, Charmed for sure, Angel, but like Smallville.
Oh yeah.
Smallville was probably like one of the last few of those of the WB era that stayed.
Yeah. It did carve out what the CW sort of turned into, and I guess now they figured out, that doesn't work for us anymore. So we're going to give you Law and Order, and then we're going to also give you what's that show called? Texas Walker Ranger.
Yeah,
Walker Ranger. We're going to give you Supernatural prequel, girl.
Look, but not the Wayward Sisters.
The shade.
Listen. I stopped watching Supernatural, but then that's the Wayward Sisters. I'm like, oh shit, I would love to sit there and watch that. Counts like nope. You don't even
get a season. You got that one off episode, and then it's done.
A backdoor pilot that was
backdoor pilot.
I think every season of the last few, every year of the last few seasons of Supernatural, they had a backdoor pilot in each damn season somewhere.
They all got chopped.
Oh, okay.
So we agree. We're not sure that it's overrated, right?
I don't. Okay. I don't want to say overrated. I want to say that I have a weird spot for those shows that don't make them full vampires. I know I'm going to get hate mail for this, so I'm going to list some examples like Hotel. I love American Horror Story Hotel, but I want vampires, right? I wanted to see them sitting around and snapping necks like they do on
I'm so glad Bobby isn't here. Bobby, when you see this, because I was excited when they introduced vampirism to it, and then it started to spread in its weird way, however it works. But then it stopped, and I was like, that was the main selling point of this season, and y'all just did not continue the storyline with the kids. and how it was spreading all over. That
I'm
pissed me off.
glad they stopped it though, because it's
You don't
the
like kids
point-
getting hurt.
Look at the kids.
Oh no, them kids was a brat when Angela Bassett came in there. When Angela Bassett came there and wiped them damn kids out, I was like, thank God. Because the thing of the matter is that they don't know what they're doing. It's like I hate a child that gets power and they just run wild with it. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, yeah.
Oh Lord.
Wait, don't do that.
You are the
Fuck
only
him.
person I know that likes Joffrey. Yes.
No, don't say that.
I did a praise dance for
Traffic and choke, okay?
Exactly. That's exactly what he did.
You tell Cersei it was me.
Exactly. That was the line. That was the line.
That was the whole mood.
Yeah.
Joffrey
I
was
did a whole praise dance. The motherfucker died. But
the question is, would I go to his funeral?
To stomp on it.
I'm just checking to see in there. Okay, I'm out.
but
The Strain. The Strain was like science and vampirism. So
that was scary. I like it when, that was scary because it wasn't as much as they can't bite you. They can sit there and slash them damn things at you. If they get on your skin, you're fucked. That's an easy way to get shit transferred pretty quickly and stuff like that. And that's just seeing them deteriorate, throughout the process was just terrifying. And that was a different way of introducing vampirism to
I love it.
telling a vampiric tale. Can you imagine this shit that came out right time, now with the pandemic and shit going around?
Perfect.
We had V-Wars. That was
I do
V-Wars.
like V-Wars.
Oh, V-Wars.
Sure was.
Damon.
Yes, that was V-Wars. And they didn't give them another season. So
Rude.
it was slow. It was slow to pick up.
I hate when they set and it gets to the end. I'm like, okay, perfect. So next season's gonna be amazing, and then they just don't pick the show back up.
Yeah,
I can't stand that. The Strain, I stopped watching because in my mind I'm thinking, okay, it's a pandemic of vampires in the city. And they took a more realistic aspect to it, like how it would actually go. I wanted to see some 30 Days of Night shit throughout the entire city. That's what I wanted to see.
30 Days of Night. I remember my favorite part. He was like, "Oh God!" He was like, "There is no God." And I'm like, he said, "No God."
That was scary too. I was shocked at how much that movie scared me. But then I sat there and thought about it. That could actually take place because I know people from Alaska. And they say that they do have 30 Days of Night. There's a pack of vampires attacking us. I don't think I would have made it because I'd have been just because I don't know. I don't think I would have made it.
30 days, bitch. 30.
Right. The movie I completely forgot it was 30 days of them hiding. The movie made it seem like it was overnight or some shit.
No, because it was night on day. They didn't get no rest. They didn't get no rest.
Literally hid out in this attic for 30 days.
Oh my God.
I'm gonna watch Dracula. Whatchamacallit?
2000
in a while.
Oh, I love that one.
Well, scenes from it.
Y'all know I haven't seen the sequels to that at all.
Don't worry about it.
You don't.
Okay.
Don't worry about it.
Oh man. Do we know our top vampires in TV and film, or those are just our favorites?
That was our favorites.
Okay.
Yeah.
Werewolves.
Okay, so we didn't
Here's
mention
my shit
this. We didn't mention this, but since we are leading into werewolves, though, I'm surprised no one mentioned Klaus Michelson.
Because I really wanted to, but then I thought because he's like a hybrid at the point, I was like, I'm just not gonna go there. Because to me, he's basically like Russell Edgington.
I love Klaus.
Is that the first time that we ever had a hybrid vampire werewolf situation?
Underworld?
We had a witch werewolf in Howling 2, Stirba.
Oh. I'm saying, you're right. It was Stirba. Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
Klaus was everything. I made justification for everything he was doing.
Don't be one of them fans, please.
He's toxic, just like Klaus was.
He had to kill Klaus' mother. He had to do it.
But he drowned this thing in this fountain. I'm like, he gonna let her up. He gonna let her up. Klaus, let her up.
No.
He's dead. She's gone.
This log was dead.
Actually, I like Klaus more, and I think about it because I would actually be with him. It would be so toxic. But I would be with Klaus. He was protecting me at least.
Right.
That's the problem. He'll sit there and make you perceive that he's protecting you, but he's actually sitting there dogging the fuck out of you. That's
he's
why
manipulating you. So
right.
I'm okay with that for a little while.
Just for a little bit.
I read first two things about Klaus Michelson. When he first appeared on the Vampire Diaries, I wanted his ass to die. I wanted him to die. But then he started doing the whole Spike turnaround thing.
That's what the CW.
And I was like, oh God, they could have sit there and blow the fuck this motherfucker up. Then he started appearing out of promotion materials. I'm like, God, yep. Joseph Morgan. But the first time I saw Joseph Morgan was in my ultimate favorite witch show, Hex, that came on in the UK. He was okay. Quick, just a throwback, right quick. Just a quick throwback. Hex was about this girl named Cassie. She is going to this university. They have it. Hex was the answer to Charmed and Buffy in the US because she found out that she had witch powers. Her best friend was this lesbian named Thelma. And also, this was the first time I met Michael Fassbender because he played the fallen angel Azazel, and his mission was to come and impregnate each of the descendants of the witches to bring on the Nephilim.
Let me look on PBS for this.
Where can I find this?
Right.
It got canceled after 2 seasons. Oh my God, okay. It was so good.
It's on somebody's channel.
But Joseph Morgan played Cassie's love interest because she was in love with him, but she was kind of like the nerd. They had a white Cordelia chick. Okay, bringing it back around to 30 Days a Night. One of the survivors of 30 Days a Night played the Cordelia chick on Hex. She was the girl. No, she was the girl with the black hair, the big eyes, the brunette, the big eyes and stuff. She played. I think her name was Roxy on the show, and she was a straight up bitch. And not spoiling anything, but Thelma, Azazel kills Thelma, and she comes back.
That's a spoiler.
No, it's you because they'll sit there and say she's a ghost because she comes back as a ghost, and so Cassie has the ability to see ghosts, and Thelma has the ability to just walk everywhere that she wants to. She gets all the information that Cassie needs. Oh, this show was amazing, and that was the first time I saw Michael Fassbender and Joseph Morgan. Right.
What a glorious experience.
I'll be right back.
Look, I'm trying to find it.
Go beat your knee while we talk.
Make it quick, bitch.
I'm trying to find where this show's at. Please stop.
Please, we need a link so we can have something new to watch with witches now.
Look, it's the season 1's on Amazon for $29.
I'll find it for free $99 on one of my apps.
Look, I'm looking. I'm
not giving them girls $30. Charm ain't that much, bitch.
Okay, this is the first season of Hex. Can y'all see that?
Yes, I just looked it up. Sure did.
That's it right there, and that's Azazel, Cassie, and Thelma, and then this is season 2.
You got both seasons?
Okay.
Yep. But you see, I went and got the damn Zero Region ones because I discovered it when I was in college, and they sent me back to school when the second season was getting ready to premiere, and so I went and bought them from the UK. But yeah.
What year did they come out?
It came out in 2006 and 2005.
It's not on the Apple Store.
Because it aired on BBC America here.
So did Being Human. Oh, shit.
We sure didn't talk about that. That's 3 damn.
And go.
The ultimate show, yeah.
Shit, let me find. Look, I'm about to find it too later. If y'all find it before I do, send the link.
Okay. But yeah, look. Hex for the win. I think everybody should watch it. So.
I mean, they compare it to Secret Circle, so I'm here for it.
Mm-hmm.
Damn. Okay. But
Sorry.
Prime bitch. Oh, sorry, but girl, Prime. What we talking about?
look.
Klaus Michelson.
Right, we were.
Why do werewolves never get recognition?
They're not sexy.
Because they're hairy.
Correct.
They're sexy though.
But they're not sexy, and they're like the CW's the only ones, as far from what I can think of, that maybe but Twilight no, because they still transform. But like the CW, their werewolves are not like like they'll still be looking like themselves and have fangs and yellow eyes and shit. They may eventually turn, but they still have this like sexy version. But in most shit, they're just turning into werewolves. So you're not talking to them. They're not having like any witty banter, but witches and vampires, you can do that with.
I think of like Professor Lupin from Hogwarts. Like, but he wasn't really a werewolf. He was a shifter. Yeah, technically, I think it was a shifter.
I think werewolves are equivalent to African Americans because they always get the worst treatment. They always are downright society. And you may have one special family that may have, been in werewolves for years and they have this special lineage, but they always get the short end of the stick. And I hate that for us.
I feel like they would be,
yes, God.
Okay, from the tier of what I would do, yes, Michelle. I would be witch, then werewolf, then vampire. To me, that just seems to be a more practical ranking.
I would just stick with, I don't want to change. That's the thing. I don't want to transform. Even if I had this magical ability to turn into something, I don't want to do it. I just want to, because that breaking your bone, every bone in your body.
It's more like a curse. It doesn't, it's very rare. It's very rare that they make it seem like a gift, like other creatures would be. Like big werewolves, they're in hiding. You go out, you change every once in a while, you go and eat people, wake up naked. It's like not a very
hang your ass up.
Sexy.
All right. Oz, go lock yourself in the cage and we'll come and get you in the morning.
When y'all put it like that, we haven't had too many conscious werewolves in pop culture. It's just been like, okay, they have to like deal with this dark side of themselves. I always loved werewolves because to me, they're very Gemini in nature. They have two sides of them. And did you say Geminis are crazy?
I did.
Fuck you. Gemini, the Gemini nature of it, we have like the two different sides, two different faces and stuff like that. And then you have to battle amongst yourself for total dominance of which one you want to do. But I wonder, because I haven't read her books yet, I wonder if Anne Rice's werewolf books talked about that.
Ooh, that's a good put on my list to do.
And Wolf Gift.
And with AMC having her whole collection, I wonder if they'll even go that direction. It feels like where vampires are the easy win, but with werewolves, the lore doesn't get fleshed out enough. It doesn't give us enough story. Now, originals did a really good job with Inadu or
Inadu, yeah.
Inadu.
And the Hollow, yeah.
The Hollow with werewolves having a Native American background. She cursed these tribes to create the werewolf curse. That was great. That was probably what
was interesting. Wolf Lake did something similar like that because they were near the town was mostly Native American, and then some of the people in there were also, I think it was two tribes of werewolves. I think one was a white tribe and one was a Native American tribe. But yeah, that like you said, they don't flesh out the folklore more. Just more along the lines of like, you've been cursed with this. Take out a couple of people, kill yourself at the end, and we're going to the next werewolf movie.
Yeah.
There's certain werewolf movies that I actually enjoyed though, barring that trope. And I'll get to them in a minute, but I feel like Werewolves needs a revamp. I know the CW did it with the Vampire Diaries. I remember when they hinted at Tyler being the werewolf, and I hadn't read the books at all at that point, so I didn't know that he was actually, there was really a hint because in the books he's a vampire. I mean, he's a werewolf, but I remember seeing that like, okay, we got vampires, we got werewolves. Oh, Teen Wolf made the werewolf sexy.
I haven't seen Teen Wolf.
Yeah, I would give it that.
Sexy.
Well,
they did.
I can't. I feel like I feel dirty saying sexy because some of them were like they were like legit like teenagers, like young. Like,
but that's what the writer. I mean, hell, the writer wrote them that way because Jeff Davis. It was not an episode of Teen Wolf where the boys did not have a shirt on.
Right.
Like they constantly was bare chested, and so it was like, and they also gave us our first for me because I'm looking at Mariana right here, the first bisexual and gay werewolves and stuff like that. And I haven't seen there was probably more in other movies, and I just didn't pay no attention to them. They didn't get that much of a recognition, but yeah.
What was
Who was the gay werewolf from Werewolf? I'm sorry.
Not gay. I was talking about werewolves like lichens and.
It's more lichens. What was that show that was on Netflix? It was like one of the first original.
What's the premise?
No, you talking about Hemlock Grove?
Yeah,
from Famke.
Was that more werewolf or was that vampire? I can't remember.
I think they had werewolves and vampires in it.
Okay.
I didn't make it past the third episode because there wasn't in it. So,
but it's like they won't just let werewolves be. The shows with werewolves I've seen, they turn into real wolves. Like for some reason, those are the wolves they focus on, and not like the hybrid of both.
Mm-hmm.
Teen Wolf and
Teen Wolf
turn to full wolves.
I was like, y'all trying to make them Lost Boy sexy ain't working for me.
That's exactly what they were going for. That's exactly what they were going
for. But that also introduced a different type of were creatures for me because I didn't know that was a thing. Well, that was.
Were the were-cat, were-hyena,
a were-witch? No, not a
werewolf.
No, and shout to Brother Ghoulish because he's the one who put me on because apparently it's based on what region you're in.
Right.
So like there wouldn't be wolves in certain areas in the world.
Oh, that makes sense.
It wouldn't be werewolves. It would be a were-hyena somewhere else, or it would be a were.
What are they called in Africa?
I mean, a were-hyena could be in Africa. I mean, there'd be different animals there.
Right.
I don't know, but if you read Black Leopard, Red Wolf by Marlon James, he touches on a lot of the African supernatural creatures that what you might think is a werewolf or a vampire, they have a totally different name for it over there. And
text me that book.
Okay. But yeah, another thing that was good about Teen Wolf was the fact that they introduced different types of outside of were creatures. They had the Kanema. They introduced creatures that you had never heard of before in folklore and like supernatural folklore, and he made sure to not use vampires. But I think in one episode they had them play against a team called Mystic Falls something as a rip on Vampire Diaries, but we knew that wasn't Mystic Falls that we know because they were in California. And ain't no way the damn Mystic Falls team from Virginia is going to run their asses all the way to California to play them.
What?
Like, right. But yeah.
They're busy fighting for them. Like Klaus showed up at the school. They don't got time to be going out to California.
No, you don't want Klaus to show up.
I'm like, he's at the school?
Right. I was like, how the fuck you show up at the school? Like, you just ain't got no boundaries. Boundaries just don't exist to you.
Look, okay, so
get the chains on the door.
So the thing is, what I love about Klaus, and I think particularly on Vampire Diaries, there was such a buildup on Klaus before you even got to see Klaus.
True.
They did such a good job of building up this mysterious super bad that like you didn't get to see him until like the next season.
Yeah, because then we meet the Rebecca and Elijah first.
Yeah, you didn't meet Rebecca first. You met Elijah. Elijah first.
Oh yeah, I love Rebecca.
Mm-hmm.
But Klaus possessed he utilized Stephen's body first, right? And I was like
Alaric, Tyler,
He was body jumping for days before we even saw Joseph show up.
Right.
I was over it. I was like, yo, Klaus is just like, I was scared he was gonna end up becoming like the big bad, like every season that's what happened. Kind of like the Siler of the Vampire Diaries, where you could never kill his ass. Exactly. Like you could never kill his ass. Like, oh, it's kind of like that on Powerpuff Girls, like, oh, it's him. You know, every time Klaus came up initially, I was like, "Oh, it's him."
But I will say this: Vampire Diaries and more so the originals did very, very good at each season having a big bad that was worth a whole season's journey to get you, like Silas. But the original, every fucking season, it was somebody else. Once you got the clear from the local witches and the Harvest Girl junk, you got to go fight. What was her name? The aunt.
Dahlia.
You got to go after Dahlia, then Dahlia left. Here you go after the Hollow, then the Hollow left. Then you got to go after these Nazi witches and
right.
Like it just
that shit right there was a mess though. That part right there was ridiculous.
It was foolish, but we never had a werewolf villain besides that Asian lady who was in the.
Oh yeah. They had the crew of the werewolves.
Oh, they were Asian. They were like Hispanic.
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, they were Latino. Cause low key, Lockwood was Latine.
The brother, not Tyler, the other one.
I mean,
my God.
I mean, like Tyler, the actor is.
The actor.
He's on Roswell.
Mm-hmm. The actor is Latine.
Michael Trevino or something like that.
Yeah, Michael Trevino.
If you have something in your cup, take a sip because Tyler got it bad.
And folks don't like him, but I like Tyler.
I love Tyler. He's your typical.
He was an asshole initially, but
I grew to like him.
I grew to love him.
Damon was an asshole too, but like everybody loves Damon.
I fucking hated Damon's ass.
Was sleeping with and killing teenage girls in schools and turning them into vampires. So
look, don't get me started on that.
Tyler was toxic towards Caroline.
He sure was.
He was gaslighting her a lot. He was toxic. He tried to mansplain things.
So he was a teenage boy.
Right.
He was a teenage boy.
Gen Z or X, whatever we are now. Whatever.
As we all fucked up when we were younger. Hopefully get out of it.
The Herreras. That's the word.
Herreras, yes.
Oh, that name would imply. Okay, anyway, but they were the only werewolf villains that we had. And I mean, I guess the Hollow was slick aware. No, she cursed them.
They don't view werewolves as a worthy opponent. They don't give them that respect in a lot of shows and movies. Even when I was making my list, I'm like, I can't even think of that many damn movies and shows and characters that are werewolves that I like in comparison to the list of vampires and witches that I had.
No, even Twilight. I remember so many you smell like a dog references, so I could smell, those type of things. Werewolves get it bad, and justice for werewolves.
They probably do smell.
They do.
No, for sure. Out to supernatural sniffing vampire stuff, you can definitely smell it. I'm sure.
Yeah, my thing with werewolves has always been like they're just wild by nature, and they can just like this scene. But the movie behind you is like one of my favorite, and particularly the depiction of werewolves because
my favorite part of that movie too.
Yes, mine too. Mine too.
Of the film, but whatever.
I was mad because you know what it was giving me? It was giving me like Catwoman, but
Selena Kyle came right on out like, "What's up?"
Yeah, it's the cheekbones, the eyes,
She gave everything. Tyra Banks taught her to smize, and she got up here and got
Now that's the fucking reunion sequel we need right there. Have Michelle Pfeiffer run around fucking folks up in werewolf form and stuff like that. Because you know she lived a fabulous life.
Oh, she was. What about Cursed with
Yes.
That's the only movie I've heard a werewolf talk while in transfer. Judy Greer giving the middle finger and saying "fuck you."
That shit was funny as hell.
Yeah. But I don't like that. I think I prefer my werewolves to be unhuman because that's what they are. I don't like them turning into real wolves though. Like if you're gonna be a werewolf, be this big, just horrible.
You like the hybrid version.
Yeah.
Did they turn into actual wolves on Vampire Diaries?
Yeah, Hope does. Yeah, they do. They all do actually. They all do.
I was thinking that because I know one of the wasn't that black boy on the on Legacies of Werewolf, and I remember them showing a scene of him.
Raphael.
And I'm like,
Raphael, he got run off. Thank you, Julie Plec, again, I guess.
I was excited for Legacies because I saw all that melanin in the cast.
What did I tell you? All that melanin was just basically sitting on the shelf, for Alaric. Well, for Giles and Buffy, aka Alaric and Hope, to run this show. And you got 2 Willows. Well, 1 Willow because she
one dark Willow.
You actually had one that went bad. The exact Willow storyline they used for her. The exact same storyline.
That's why I did not watch it. That's why I decided that Julie Peck no longer is getting any of my views. She's not getting paid for me to be watching nothing of hers.
So does that mean you're not watching Vampire Academy?
Hell no, I ain't watching nothing of hers.
Oh, she's doing it.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
God damn it. I think that black folks in that too.
It's melanin on the screen.
Look, and they're gonna kill them all, and there's gonna be nothing but white folks later on. I can't do it. I can't.
She needs to stay away from that. And you know something I saw, because I went and did some research on, I was looking up Interview the Vampire novels, because I got most of Anne Rice's shit, but they've showed there's a box set for 3 different Vampire Diary books. You know, you had the original Vampire Diary book set is like real huge. Then they had one for the Stephen Diaries that was based on the TV show. And then they had one based on the originals that was, I think it was a 3-book trilogy. And on each of those boxes from the show created by Julie Plec. And I was like, no. Where's Kevin Williamson? Right. I'm like, right. Don't do that, Kevin Williamson. Like, don't do that.
Listen,
Julie.
I saw the trailer for Vampire Academy and I still don't know what I saw. I just saw a lot of
I didn't either.
Different races. It was so convoluted. I saw a lot of different races and I saw a ball and I don't really know what's happening. I think it's a lesbian love story, of course, but I don't know what's going on.
I don't think it's a lesbian love story. I think the situation is that she has to, they're best friends and once they got to protect, I think the Slayer or whoever they got to protect the girl, because I remember those real popular books. She's
not going on.
But no, I'm agreeing with you. There's a lot going on, but I don't think it was like that.
It's not the one, like there's like these people that have to protect the. I don't know.
Royal lineage and
right.
All I know is quit giving Julie Plec jobs. Quit paying her to do this stuff. Please stop.
Unemployed.
So has she not created her own vampire with whatever lore? She just takes other material and creates shows.
I mean, if you have 7 seasons, and she was a part of Scream, the first Scream too. But if you have like 7 seasons of a vampire show, you sort of become the specialist of it. So if someone has Vampire Academy, young adult, who better to give it to?
No,
that in itself is just because 7-10 years ago is not the same as now. Exactly. So you should not.
No. I don't want her. I'm with Ricky. It's like the more I'm learning about it, the more I'm like, girl, like you're that. It's like what's his name? Alyssa Edwards. Oh, you that girl. I knew you were that girl. Oh, you that girl. You were the girl. Oh, you that girl. That's how I feel about her because.
I got beef for her. It's on site, honestly.
I know it is.
It's gonna be like Peaches on a low down dirty shade. She gonna see her on the street. Julie Plec. Hi, how are you? Julie. That's what you get for doing. Look,
I will come back for you.
It is on site. Okay, I'm gonna have a list, and I'm gonna call all my Twitter Vampire Diary friends, and I'm gonna FaceTime them, and we just gonna let her have it.
Go to a convention, go to a con where she shows up, and then you sit there and be alive with the
you trying to have her be on TikTok, and they're gonna be.
I would live. I would record it.
Look, don't let me go to a convention where she's at. I'm gonna be up there. I'm like, Julie. Is this on?
Exactly.
Why did you write Bonnie Bennett as the magical Negro mammy?
Ooh. The first thing she's gonna say is, "I love your hair." I love your hair. Can't wait to touch it.
Stop. Why did you write Bonnie Bennett as the magical Negro mammy, and why would you not let Cat Graham wear her natural hair? And if y'all were filming near Atlanta, why couldn't y'all not go get her a decent wig?
Okay, one question per person.
They all interrelate. They're all related.
This show's about shared experiences, and I don't have a shared Black experience or a Black hair experience, and so
obviously
it shows.
Which is why you hire Black writers. Hello,
hire what?
Writers that are Black.
Oh, like Jordan Peele, bitch.
Right.
Okay, that's enough. Get her out of here.
Or a hairstylist on set who can do all types of hair.
Everything.
You in Atlanta?
Braid that hair down, put a wig on top. Sold. We're done.
I'm sorry that I don't know. I think that's one of the reasons. I told y'all last week that one of the reasons why I left the world of Vampire Diaries because I got tired of Bonnie losing. I got tired of her losing everything. You know, for the
she stay losing.
And you know, because she became the sole Black person on the show, and it was just like I know how it feels to sit there and give your all, and folks still not respect or give you the props that you deserve. So I was like, I can't do it.
Say Bonnie did not go to Africa. She is now in Italy in a movie, I believe. She's renting out someplace, and she's also with a white man in there, and they're fighting over this space. It's obviously a romantic comedy.
Right. Right.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
You know, because last year she was in Hawaii trying to do a Christmas present drop with another white dude.
Doing something else with white people where she was like an alien invasion, or like she was the last. What's that movie called?
When it ends, when it all ends.
When it all ends, or something like that.
I didn't know. I didn't hear about that one. That's a new one to me.
And or where she's dancing as the second honey. So I don't know.
Oh.
I'm not gonna lie. When it came out, I was like, no, cat, no.
Don't do it.
That's all movies you to follow. Don't do that. But, y'all, I guess that shows y'all how much we care about werewolves because we keep going back to the.
I was thinking that.
Right.
We're the problem. We
are the problem. But no, I love werewolves. Like I said, I want to see a new take on the werewolf. I feel like it's their time. I feel like they should be the new. Hey, they could probably look. I hate to say this because I want to see a sympathetic werewolf, but they could probably use werewolves as a allegory to toxic masculinity.
Look, TaMon, you the writer here. Why don't you write the new series?
I would probably make them a prestigious Black family. And a long line of werewolves. I would dive more into the lore. I would fix this, like the moonlight and the moon ring from Vampire Diaries originals was very brilliant. I would come up with stuff like that. We control this turn. You still got control of your powers. I don't know. I would definitely do something.
Make them witches.
I think you got to make them conscious while they're transformed.
Yeah.
Instead of them just being wild and they can't control what they're doing, because then it just becomes a monster and it's not focusing on what it can do.
But that doesn't mean they have to like talk like humans. Like think about
not like
the raptors communicate. So if they can do the same thing with raptors, we can definitely do that with werewolves in a cool way.
Right, but a werewolf can attack whatever's near the. I mean, conscious in the sense like if it's a family member, it knows not to attack the family member.
Oh, yeah.
Versus it's just going to wild out and kill everybody.
I feel like the werewolves, the equation of werewolves being like all Black. I don't want nobody sitting there trying to say something like, oh, they try to sit there and say, oh, werewolves are uncontrollable, they're wild, they're feral and shit like that. No, flip the switch and say like something along the lines of like, no, we know how to control our shit. That was just y'all's fucking take on what the werewolves were. Like say werewolves originated from Africa.
Absolutely.
Ghana, my mind went blank. The Senegal.
You thinking of the country? I was like,
no, because I want people to. I would say because everybody say go to. I was like, I sometimes tell them give me a country. Don't give me the country. They give me the country. Give me a country. Mm-hmm. So Ghana or the Ivory Coast, somewhere like that. Give me a location. Yeah, Cameroon. You know what I'm saying? Give me a location where they originated from, and then they sat there and probably would be like, oh, the werewolf lore has always been perpetrated by what white folks presume it to be.
I
And so they kind of say that, right.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that, because if it is a region by region thing, wolves wouldn't be from Africa, but it could be written in that Africans that were brought here in some way, that shit was flipped and switched up, and now they're becoming werewolves.
Like, even think about some of the artwork in Egypt. Like, yes, it's more like cat on the cat side of things. You can easily
have Anubis.
Yeah, that's a dog. Oh, that's the dude. That's a dog.
Yeah, you can switch that and make that something special.
And
I don't know why this Elba and those eyes from Thor and him, transitioning. I don't know.
And his son.
Yeah.
His son had those eyes too. It was like, that's cool. That's so cool. But no, like, have them be like, we are not supposed to be contained. We're not supposed to be captured creatures. We are like, we know what we're doing. So when they did get to America, they probably sat there and like eviscerated the entire plantation that, bought them. And then they just remained in the, in the wild, but not in the wild in the perception that people think of when they sit there and hear that something's in the wild. They just remained free. You know what I'm saying? And
so you got this. If we destroy Massa and this plantation, we own this plantation, so that's at least 100 years of us being in power in this local area. So you come into this town with all these black people,
thriving town of black people. It could almost be like the werewolves could be a representation of their rage and the situation they're in, and you could do something where, like, in that thriving town, maybe it's suppressed, but something happens that brings the shit out again. And so now you have werewolves again.
You probably have like I don't want to use
that's very Jordan Peele-ish.
I don't want to use a social justice moment as catalyst for that to happen.
Okay.
I mean,
no, go ahead, Michael.
I think it's a reality, unfortunately. I know we don't want that, but unfortunately it's a reality that, because I'm trying to think of other situations that would bring that about.
And I think because when we're thinking of these supernatural stories, and like a lot of it's to do with folklore and storytelling, you're thinking about like the past and like this is the way that humans figured out how to like explain things, to teach things. So like it's and if you're talking about like Black Americans, it's gonna be a part of it. There's no way around it, unfortunately.
I agree.
No, I agree with you 100%. I just know that some people are gonna sit there and find something to hate about it.
I mean, there's a lot of it already. It's got a lot of stuff like that.
Yeah, the greatest jump off for, or the example for a jump off of a Black-owned town is Toni Morrison's Paradise. I implore everybody to read their book because even though they did have this Black town that was ran by it was founded by a Black man, founded all this stuff, but they still had their issues. And they even though it was about this convent of women that stayed down the road from them, but their town itself had its issues. And and I need to read it again because I was like, if you do something like that and have like these two faction of Black families or Black local men, or not, I'm trying to say two Black leaders in the community going against each other. Like they both are werewolves, but one's like, we should be out there doing this and that, and the other would be like, yo, this could be, what?
Go ahead.
No, I'm done. Go ahead.
Story wise, I just doing something. When you said two different leaders, that would be a vampires versus werewolf thing again. I was thinking like, okay, maybe one group of people, they got tired of the shit, and so they made a deal and they became vampires. Whereas the other group, they have that anger and that shit and they become werewolves, and that shit's depressed, but the ones who are vampires stayed vampires, and there's like a war that's starting to brew again amongst those two sides.
That's hot too. I always think that.
So you could have the bougie Blacks and then the ones who are, I guess, still going through it.
Could you imagine like a group doing like a tour of like plantation homes and they get to the bottom in the basement and see these chains when you think it's like for slaves? but it's really not. It's about werewolves, and so like
That'd be hot.
right?
That's really
That'd be
that was
hot.
really what that was for Mystic Falls. Yep.
Do we give our werewolf movie in character?
I'm just saying because like Mystic Falls is a southern town that was part of the Confederacy and Civil War, and
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Lockwood Manor is really a plantation.
Oh hell yeah! It gave me plantation teas when I was talking
And
about.
you know,
first saw it.
there was that one little cave with a little jail cell where Tyler would go when it's full moon.
And the chains just had a little hook meant for chains, so put it together. But I think that'll be a cool, interesting movie. Bring some bunch of teens on a senior trip to this plantation, and they go see this little, then they wake up something, or they fuck up something, or
That's good. I like
yeah.
They'll probably be all
Scary.
white folks though, because us black folks don't like this plantation. It's the tour.
Oh my god! Did y'all see that post of the people reviewing it, and they were upset because they were learning about slavery while they were at the plantation?
Yeah. I was like, well, duh. You just thought they just had all types of shit digs there.
What'd you think?
Hold
this
down.
was for?
I wanted to go there to learn about the architecture and the home and the this and the grounds. Never mind who
Four
maintained them.
Seasons for blacks. This is not a Four
Exactly.
Seasons.
Exactly.
The architecture built by blacks. The ground kept by blacks.
My mother went on one of those, and the tour person was bypassing all that, and she was like, "Okay, but what about the slaves?"
Yes, Mom. Yes, Mom.
They don't want me to be a tour guide. I still say, you see this column right here? Yeah, my great ancestor was whipped against this column.
Stop.
Like, I would sit there and make them see that shit, like for real.
And the word whip, I want you to understand what that means. Let's
Right.
you. Jesus, what he did before he got crucified in the story, times 10. Okay, so just
Yeah. Yeah. So you said, okay, I'm sorry, go ahead, Mike. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
We're gonna do favorite, like, what was it, favorite werewolves and
Yeah.
yeah.
four?
Okay.
Y'all have
I have several.
Favorite werewolves in horror and TV. I'm gonna kick this one off. I have behind me Michelle Pfeiffer from Wolf with Jack Nicholson, and that's my favorite werewolf. Even though she didn't show out as a werewolf,
didn't do nothing.
But it's
That's the funny part.
It's about what this look says she
It
could.
does. The look is everything.
Yeah, she's gonna fuck you and kill you. And that's
in that order.
In that order.
Is she a scream? She could be a horror scream. She's been so many different things. She's been a witch, a werewolf.
Oh, you
did a
know
whole
what?
bunch
She's
of
been a witch
shit.
a few times. And my favorite Michelle Pfeiffer is Below. The Below. Hey,
What Lies Beneath.
What Lies
What lies beneath?
I'm so sorry. Yeah, What Lies Beneath. This is a horror though. Yeah, What Lies Beneath. But yeah, she is my werewolf person. And then next, my movie or show, The Originals. That's the best picture of what werewolves and interacting in a movie or TV show scenario will be for me.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd say the same.
I'm gonna go with, because that was the whole reason why my damn picture was back here, was to sit there and show you my 3 faves, and they still remain my 3 faves though. But Mariana from Howling 2 is my favorite werewolf because she fucked up that whole entire game at the beginning of Howling 2 by herself, I believe. No, she had crew with her, but it was just like she led them there, and she exuded so much sex. She was, I think, the first sexy werewolf I saw. Then they brought in Styrbra, and I was like, okay, we got 2 sexy ass werewolf women, and the whole orgy scene with the 2 of them was awesome. But I kind of wanted to see more of her once they brought in Styrbra. How you pronounce it, Michael? Styrbra. When they brought her in, it was like Mariana got put to the wayside, and she became like a henchman, and I didn't like that. So, but I did enjoy her presence in the movie. I felt like her death scene was very lacking. I wanted her to go out fighting, as the bad bitch that she is. So, But my favorite werewolf, not movie or television show, would have to go to Teen Wolf because I liked how they incorporated modern, like they made the kids likable, and it was very LGBTQ friendly. And it was something new, it was something fresh, and it wasn't based, it was only thing that's based on was the name Teen Wolf, but it wasn't based on any book series that was already out. So the Jeff Davis had a free slate to just create a world that was original in a time where everything was adapted. You know what I'm saying? So Teen Wolf for me.
Okay.
I don't have what?
Hold on, Mike. Looking behind him.
I heard something.
He always hearing shit over there.
If your head come off in this,
I'm gonna lock this door real quick.
Look, I need him to bring back the piano and the really nice what the light is.
Listen, because if something happened, I would gag on this recording.
Listen,
We're gonna release it too because we have to.
This is gonna be like special content. You gotta pay for this content, okay?
Okay. I'm trying to get killed on screen, bitch. We are here.
You don't have to pay to see that. Lord of mercy. Oh man. I don't have a favorite werewolf in film, but like I said, like I like Klaus. Like I loved what they did to build up the Klaus. And granted, I did not care for them kind of like when they started to find the redemption part for Klaus is where they try to find redemption for a lot of their other villains in the show, and it's like you don't have to do that. The villains could be villains, but I liked the folklore that they built around being a hybrid, being a vampire, being a werewolf on the originals. I liked him as a villain on Vampire Diaries, but I cared about him more in the originals.
Okay.
Ricky, what about Haley?
You know, that was an interesting. You know what? I liked Haley. Some folks they talk about how they didn't like her in the Vampire Diaries. You weren't supposed to like her in the Vampire Diaries. But in the originals, I liked her. Granted, I could not get over those moments where like I can clearly hear what's her face's
accent.
Oh yes.
When she cried, it was a thing. When she gave
like
birth, yeah.
You could hear her accent like real hard. You supposed to be from New Orleans, girl.
Oh, don't get me I can't stand when they put people in shows and movies in that area and there's no accents from that area. I do not like.
I think the closest ones that had an accent were some of the witches, the black witches, and Vincent. Yes, they had just because they're from the South, and then like the Crescent Wolves. The Crescent Wolves had like from the Bayou swamp folks basically. But like.
They were.
That's how Julie told us.
They were rolling around in the mud.
But stop it. But those were like your rednecks, not in like the inflammatory, like what you think of like a redneck, but like your almost like Appalachian. Like the Appalachian. You know how the Appalachian the Appalachians have like their own like basically their own like culture. Yeah.
Right.
I can see that. Okay.
The Creole folks in the Bayou have their own thing.
They still hunt and clean it and cook it all in the same day. So yeah.
And there's some damn white child out there at a prestigious university saying like, well, I learned all this information from the Vampire Diaries and they're doing this shit proudly as they're telling their friends like, oh yeah, I heard about the Vampire Diaries and originals. It's totally true.
Don't let me embarrass myself like that, y'all.
Michael, what about you? What is your favorite werewolf?
I have a few favorite werewolves. I only go with one. I'm gonna go with Dog Soldiers. I don't know if y'all seen that.
Oh yes, God, that's really good.
But it's a fun. Now I wouldn't say it's the greatest movie in the world, but it's a fun werewolf movie where it's like a I don't know what you call them, a team of army men
Oh,
are doing some like exercise, and then they are trapped in this cottage. It's like a British movie or something. And then there's werewolves trying to get inside, and it's a battle between the two of them. It's like really action-packed. They have the hybrid werewolves, like they're a mixture of like man and wolf. They're really tall. There's like a fight scene, hand-to-hand fight scene between a werewolf and a human later in the movie.
Mhm.
I loved it. And my favorite werewolf character. Okay.
It's okay. Take your time.
breathe.
I want to say James Spader from Wolf, but
Oh,
Oh yeah.
he was a really good wolf, especially when they were fighting and towards the end.
Oh, he was an asshole. Anyway,
But I also like Eddie from The Howling. When you see him transform, his face is bubbling up and he's getting taller. He was like a really creepy character on top of being a werewolf.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Something happened in London. Which movie was that?
American Werewolf in London.
That's one of my favorites too.
That's a damn good one.
Something happened in London. Oh, that's the new title for the remake. Something happened in London.
Some shit happened in London.
A lot of shit happened in London.
Oh, and American Werewolf in Paris. Aside from the CGI, I did like that.
Which one?
The remake of one in American Werewolf
sequel.
in Paris. Oh, it's a sequel?
Yep.
I didn't know that.
Because what's her name? The female werewolf is the daughter of the Kessler. It's called David Kessler. Yeah.
Come on, connecting the dots.
Because you know at the beginning,
That's what you tried
they
to
said her
tell us.
mom. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Ooh.
It bothers me that the werewolves were better in the original.
They do.
in Paris.
Ah,
Their soundtrack was hot too.
Yes. Okay. And blonde mom from the show with Sofia Vergara and Modern Family. She's in that. She plays one of the victims of the werewolf in that movie.
Yeah, I would want her to die, but the way she died was so funny. I was like, damn.
I haven't seen that one actually.
Check
Paris?
it out.
The one in Paris? No, I haven't seen that one.
It came out in the heyday of the screams and stuff like that.
Oh,
That's when they had rock movie and horror movies still.
Mhm.
Rock music. Now it's more hip hop music and horror
or
movies
Billie
and Billie Eilish stuff.
and on that note, we're gonna take a quick commercial break, and we're gonna come back for our favorite part, question.
Okay.
California,
beep, beep.
knows how to party.
Knows how to party.
California, knows how to party.
Look, if I had the little sound machine, I would do it. Hey, right? No, that's the Rolling with the Homies from Cleveland. Rolling with the Homies.
You know, Team Valley, California movie.
Brittany
It ties in.
Rest in peace, Brittany Murphy.
Oh my God, right? Brittany Murphy. So we're gonna play a game. Does everybody have like something they can flash on screen? Since we don't have buzzers, like do you have like Mike? You have your cards. That's perfect.
Oh, wait.
You want to show your wolf, Mike? Okay, that's perfect.
I could do this because this is
Perfect. Okay. So I'm gonna put the question up, and if you think you have it, raise your little hand up, and then I'll see who goes first.
Mark needs a penalty.
Oh,
For what?
you have to wait 5 seconds. What's that?
He's gonna know everything.
I don't know now. I don't know. Question number 1. Which actress starred in the 90s werewolf movie as well as another animal-like character?
90s werewolf movie. Another animal.
This is bad, y'all.
So wait. So we're not talking about Michelle Pfeiffer?
That's the answer.
Oh shit!
That's terrible.
Oh, Catwoman.
Animal-like
You
character.
gotta show your sign, Ricky. I didn't see it.
She got that.
No, because I can see the question, but like it just occurred to me because we just talked about this.
Exactly.
I was like, what 90s werewolf movie?
We
A
just
lot of the questions I made sure we talked about in conversation, so it's like
look. And if I wasn't really paying attention to that picture, I wouldn't even thought about it because like, wait a minute.
what did I do?
But the picture looks so 90s. She looked so 90s back then.
Right?
All right, Ricky 1, Mike, Mark 0.
Excuse me.
Next question.
Oh, my bad. Let's see.
Name 3 TV shows that explain inviting and uninviting vampires.
Damn it.
Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Uh-huh.
Vampire Diaries. And original.
I'm not gonna take the originals from you.
That's a different show.
No.
Same lore, same universe.
Yeah.
That is not that question.
You got this, Michael. Where's my little thing at? All my
Vampire. Oh, True Blood.
Thank you.
Okay.
That's what
I'm
I'm
about to say, yeah, that's what I thought too.
As your maker, I command you. Okay. Mark, you okay over there?
No.
Next question. Name 5 witches of color in the shows and movie they're from. Mark.
His damn thing was up already, but go ahead.
Rochelle Zimmerman from The Craft. We have Bonnie Bennett from The Vampire Diaries. We have Lafayette Reynolds from True Blood. We have He's a Witch.
He's a medium. I'll take it.
We have no, Mark. No.
God, how stupid.
Stop. Oh God. The pressure. Oh my God. Oh no.
And you know him too. You're gonna be so
do
mad
know
if
him.
you don't get it.
I know him. Grams from The Vampire Diaries.
I take it because I was about to name at least 5 of them off of there. I was name all the Bennett.
Right.
I was going to name all the Bennett witches. I would have said Bonnie, Graham, Sheila, Luke. Sorry.
You going over your ancestry? That ain't fair.
Oh shit! Ambrose from The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina.
Good one.
Yes.
Is that 4?
That's 4. I need one more.
Oh, Prudence from Chilling Adventures of
Course.
Sabrina.
Now, you get that point, but if I can't have two things in the same universe and you using the same shows,
I agree. I agree with that.
But you get that point.
Did I?
I would have said Bonnie, Grams.
I'm surprised you weren't going with Coven Witches.
Right. Lucy. I would have said Lenore. I would have said Vincent.
This is ridiculous.
Look.
Lenore was everything. She
was
everything.
Look, I love me some Lenore. She was.
You said Lafayette. I was gonna say his boyfriend was it Jesus?
He's Hispanic, yeah. Of color. Sorry.
I didn't think of that. That's my dumbass fault. I didn't look at.
Because we were thinking all the black ones.
I'm thinking of all black. Okay, so
I'm glad. I mean, I'll tell you what my thoughts offline. Okay, so next
y'all can have this one.
Next question. Okay, Michael.
Telekinesis, pyrokinesis, mind control, transmutation, moving from place to place, child. Resurrection, going to the afterlife and coming back, and knowing clairvoyance. I'm the Supreme. And I just looked at them before we started.
Do you want to contest that? Because I'll take Mike's answer.
I got to use the real names.
If Mark can give me all real names.
Oh no, we're not doing that. No.
Mike 2 is supreme living being.
I give him that because I couldn't think of those names
right.
Top of my head. I couldn't.
Concilium equals mind.
I know what they are. See, say it again. Say it again, because I didn't know that. I can't.
Concilium, mind control.
See,
Batalum Vitalis, resurrection. Dissension is into the underworld and coming back. Divination is not the same as clairvoyance, but we'll take that. Divination and pyrokinesis and telekinesis. And then I missed transmutation. You said transmutation.
Oh, okay.
But those first four,
right.
Concilium, Batalum Vitalis, and Dissension.
That's why I just had to this with like this, like Mike get it.
The one where she breathed in the mouth. That one. The one where she breathed in the mouth. Okay. Next question. List 3 vampire/witch couples in TVs and movies.
Oh Lord.
And witch, like vampire and witch together.
Fuck.
Ooh. Wait a minute.
Think. Okay, so you have Bonnie and Enzo. You have Elijah and what was her name? Celeste.
Yeah, it is Celeste.
Elijah and Celeste. Were they really a couple though? Klaus and Genevieve.
They were a couple.
They slept together.
You went through the entire originals. You know what, Ricky? I have Discovery of Witches.
That's what I was thinking of too.
I haven't watched that yet.
It's good. It's a slow burn.
I haven't seen it yet either, but I want to watch that one.
You should.
No, I would just say I was thinking of that one, but I couldn't think of the character's names. That's
Diana, and that's where I don't have Matthew.
Yeah.
Okay, Ricky. Mark, it's 2-2-1.
Ooh, look at that.
Mm-hmm. Next question.
Oh, there's more.
In the Vampire Diaries universe, how can a werewolf control its mic change?
Oh my God! Wait.
Full moon?
On the full moon, the moon ring?
No.
What is it, Ricky?
So that the Moonstone was a farce. It was a rumor thrown out by Klaus, so he could find the Moonstone, so he could break his curse, so he could become a hybrid. The only way to really control your phasing in the moon is if you became a hybrid, and you had to like it was like what is that thing that Tyler and Haley had his pack do, like literally like phase on purpose, like breaking their curse
to break the sire bond.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, shit.
Okay.
But being a hybrid lets you control when you can phase.
I want to be a hybrid.
If it's a werewolf, I don't want to do anything about breaking these bones. Not at all. Listen, give me your blood, snap this neck. I'll become a hybrid.
Do the hybrids change though? I thought they just look.
They can change when they want to, but they still have. They can still like Haley could change like just her hands if she needs to choke.
I remember that scene.
But you really just have super strength and super speed. You really don't have nothing else.
I mean, you have to combine powers of the werewolf and the vampire. It's just but also like if you bite a vampire, you don't
I was
poison
also
them.
thinking about when Haley and Jackson married. It was a ritual they did to sort of share their abilities throughout. And since Haley could change and control hers, to Ricky's point, it also went through the rest of the pack. Next question. Wait, how many got? Yeah, Ricky, you got that one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, what?
Which 2 spells are usually off limits?
In what?
In any witch lore, there's certain spells. Mike, okay.
Personal game? Oh wait, that's not like a spell. But a spell that could go to personal game. Bringing somebody back from the dead.
Okay. There's
that
one
make
more.
someone fall in love with you?
Yes, that's it. It's a love spell. That's it. In every story, unless it's really dark, Resurrections and love spells are off the table.
Which is your genies? Which one?
Which is your genies? Mark, what's going on, baby? The score is 3. Well, Mike has 3. Rickey has 3, and Mark, you have 1.
Because this is all based on shit that you are like in depth with.
Don't blame me. Don't blame me. We talked about all of this.
Because we
didn't talk.
Okay, what did they say on Charm that they can't do?
Steve, but also these are shows that y'all watched extensively over and over again and have not.
I didn't look. I can't bring myself to rewatch anything from the TVD. I just have a really crazy memory about it.
Bring it back.
I didn't finish TVD.
That's the common sense one. The love spell one was a guess.
The Craft.
Okay, yeah.
No, because I really thought about genies. Like, I can't bring you back from the dead, and I can't make anybody fall over you. Those were his exact 2 rules.
Well, Willow, never mind. She did it, but it came with some consequences. To remember.
Yeah.
But that was against natural order. If it was like
that's right, and that's why she
had that loophole.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But when Mom died on that couch, that was it.
That was it.
That was it. The body.
Oh,
even Dawn almost fucked it up. Mm-hmm. I'm so glad Buffy stopped that.
Please, I've got zombie joys. No, thank you.
Oh no, I'd been. The thing is, I was so sad. I was so sad.
Rickey, I will still cry watching that episode.
Right.
Not even just the fact that like when she passed, but like the idea of her coming back and like the fact that she wouldn't come back. Right. And you want it so bad, but you know that should not happen. Like, that made me so sad because you know they wanted their mama back.
And who gave her this spell?
Was it Anya?
She probably went searching for shit.
Donnie always got me.
I think she went searching for something. And Anya turned her head and she went stole their book. I kind of thought Willow had something to do with it, though, but that could be me.
Dawn was a figment of the imagination, so she was just making up things she could and couldn't do.
Wasn't Amy? Wasn't Amy back around that time too?
Yeah, but Amy
she didn't come back to 6.
Okay,
no, she didn't she didn't come back to season 6, but
when
Willow was doing a spell, she accidentally released.
Okay.
Willow got on drugs.
I'm gonna find out.
Would any of you have pushed Dawn in that portal instead of jumping in like Buffy did?
What?
Y'all like shit.
She wasn't supposed to be here.
Oh shit.
She wasn't supposed to be here.
But Buffy's gift is death was Buffy's gift, and it was a gift to the world. And so that was
your gift, bitch, is to protect us after this whole jump into this gate. She's the key. To what? That. Push her ass off.
I got her through the slot, y'all. That's all it is.
Does she have to be alive for it to work? Because snap her neck and just. Let me tell you something.
I'm sorry, but why
in the gate?
Why am I getting set over some fake memories y'all put in my head about this fake out?
But wasn't it if they use her blood to open up the gate, then Buffy could have easily sliced her damn hand and did the exact same thing.
I already got to run dry. Remember, she has to be bled. That's a big gate.
And why do I have to damage myself for a fake person? You're just going in there.
You know what? The next question.
You're just going back home. That's all.
Okay, she's going back home. So whatever, the ether.
You're not going to remember this. You're not even going to know anything happened. I'm just pushing you.
By the time she would have went through that gate and I would have had Willow do a memory wipe, she would have eat lunch on tomorrow.
Been a whole refresh, okay? Refresh.
Shit, I lost my mom. I don't know nothing about this girl.
And I know she was hot. She wasn't a potential slayer either. I was laughing my ass off. She thought she was going to be a slayer. I was tickled by that.
Ma'am,
you thought your fake ass is going to be a slayer? I don't think so.
Yep.
Y'all ain't right.
Willow spell went through that door, not to you, Don.
Right through the door.
To this thing. And she's still a slayer. Okay, next question. Bye, Donnie.
Stop.
Oh, no, I don't know that.
What are the names of the Sanderson sisters on Hocus Pocus? This is fucking ridiculous, y'all.
I know one of them. Wait,
I can give you two.
Mark, are you kidding me right now?
what is the pedophile's name?
Stop.
What's the pedophile?
The singing, no, not her. the
That's
other
Sarah.
one. I know that one. I feel like it's the middle sister. I'm not remembering. Winifred, Sarah.
You can't guess out loud.
Winifred, Sarah. Oh,
Did you hold your card up?
Man, we getting hate mail after this.
why can't I think of her name?
Mark, how dare you?
Winifred, Sarah. Okay, it's
Mary.
Is it Mary?
It's Mary.
It's Mary.
Sarah. Mary. It was Mary. Yeah.
Oh my god.
And she had that vacuum cleaner as a broom.
That was driving me nuts. Oh, goodness. Damn.
I love that actress though. She's hilarious.
Kathy something.
Kathy
Najimy.
Yeah, Najimy.
Okay, so was that the last question?
No, we got like two more.
Okay, great. Mark, you still have a chance, man. It's 3-3-1. Next question. Who read the first spell in the original Charm series? Mike?
Phoebe?
I did it first.
Yes. Oh.
Oh,
I didn't see that thing up.
Because
Okay, Mark,
go ahead. No, take it because that's
but it was a green screen. Oh,
it's 3. I'm sorry. Okay, Mike. There we go. That was correct. Okay.
I am glaring over here.
I'm gonna hold this up next.
That's
time.
better. Yeah.
there you
that's
go.
better.
There you go.
Okay, next question.
Last question. Whew.
What was the name of the Wicked Witch in the Wiz?
Ooh.
Rickia.
Evelyn.
Yes, ma'am.
Why did my dumb ass? I was like, oh no, that's the Wiz one. I was like, that's the.
Okay, you can take Mark off screen. We have a tiebreaker. I'm kidding.
Oh Lord.
Don't do him.
Okay, tiebreaker. Okay. Who is considered the first-ish Black witch?
Tituba.
Your card didn't go up.
Give that to her.
Tituba.
All right, Tituba, which means that Ricky won tonight's episode.
Did I get a free copy of your book?
Okay, so about that, what you do get, you definitely get. Oh, what you do get is a free movie ticket to any movie of your choice.
You were already gonna give me one, so I get another free ticket.
I understand that. This is the offering. Okay.
So
You'll get
two?
Yes. You'll get 2 movies of your choice. Thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure that you like, share, subscribe, all your friends and horror buddies, and even the ones who don't like horror. Make sure they tune in and watch us. I am TaMon Kane, and you can find me at Twitter, Instagram, Facebook at the same name, even on PlayStation. So make sure you follow me, and you can find me here on Scream Kingz and on Geeking Out, coming soon.
I love a consistent king.
Me too. Wait, what are we talking about?
I was looking at your username on everything.
Thank you. I try to be that.
Awesome. Okay. This is Thackeray Baker 86 on Instagram and Twitter. And also you can find me on the People Under the Scares podcast. I'm on half of that with Bobby for horror movies. And Twitter and Instagram we have at People_Scares. And and you can find me here on Scream Kingz. I wish I could do a scream like you. I can't do that.
Nobody can top TaMon screen. He's a screen queen. You can find me, Mark O. Estes, at the Anti-Critic on Twitter, Instagram, Marco Estes. Also, Midnight Social Distortion. I do have a podcast called Midnight Social Distortion. You can find me on there. And I'm gonna throw my PSN because I need more. M.O. Estes. It's my PSN handle, and you can find me here on Scream Kingz.
All right. Well, you can find me on Instagram at Rickey Z _social, as well as on Geeking Out and Black Girls Hyper Focus and some other projects that are coming up in the near future.
Yes.
Tonight was so much fun, y'all.
Mm-hmm. I'm so glad I got to hang with y'all.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yes, we had fun.
Yes.
Fun. Yes.
And on that note, thanks for coming back for part 2 of Witches, Werewolves, and Vampires. Oh my. AKA the New Blood Moon.
The New Blood Moon.
We'll see you guys next week. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.